Hello, and welcome to the Midnight Matinee Project, where we love movies.
We do.
And we want you to love movies just as much as us, maybe more, but really, we want you to go back to the movies. My name is Hunter. I get to host this podcast with my friend whose dogs are out, just like in the movie theater.
Absolutely.
Isaac Foster. Isaac, how are we doing today?
I'm great. Dogs are out off camera, of course. And
Yeah, you can't put that out on the internet for free.
absolutely. No. Never mind. Not all thoughts need to be said. And I'm happy you did bring that up though,
Yeah.
because first, life's better when the dogs are out. Second,
And just to recap, in case you didn't listen to last
Yeah,
month's
that's-
episode, one of Isaac's worst qualities is
whenever I go to a movie theater, I will take off my shoes or sandals that I'm wearing, and I will watch barefoot with socks on. Like I don't take my socks off like a weirdo. But I take off my shoes or I take off my flip flops, and I watch the movie shoeless, and it increases the experience infinitely. And I want to say thank you, listeners, because we're making a community. Multiple
of
listeners-
barefoot moviegoers.
multiple barefoot moviegoers have reached out to us directly.
Not to me.
Okay, yeah,
They reached out to you.
to me, directly stating that they share my belief that movies are better with no shoes on. So
And I've actually been reached out to by thousands of fans who have said the complete opposite.
and you know what? The strong, the proud.
You said you had 4 people reach out to you?
4 people. Yeah. So we
I
have
had thousands.
we had Theo from Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay.
We had
Question: how old is Theo?
irrelevant. Theo's a man. We had 4 people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We had someone from Oklahoma, 2 people from Atlanta, and then someone from Kentucky. We're going national.
Absolutely disgusting. But both of our dogs are out right now, and we're doing okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're this is the start.
Yeah,
Keep
I wear
going.
my socks and shoes every movie I watch, but I do put my feet
And you're
out
missing out.
a little bit.
You're missing
I
out.
don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, Isaac, speaking of just listeners reaching out to us, I'm going to go over. We had one listener actually send us a ton of
I think
emails.
it's maybe more than 15.
It's a lot. I didn't count. I
Yeah.
lost count. So we're going to touch base real quick on what one listener from Atlanta had to say to us, really about our theater preferences, really. But before that, if you're listening in, kind of a little agenda of what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk a little bit about some fan stuff. I've got a fun surprise that actually Isaac has
I
no
have
idea what this is right
no
here.
idea if you're watching this, I have no idea what's under here. If you're listening, there's a purple cape and something underneath it. We're about to find out.
It's going to be fun. Fun little reveal coming. But what we're going to do today is we're going to preview the movies that are releasing in theaters in the month of July. So Isaac and I will both draft 5 movies each. We'll alternate. I have the first pick this coming month. But these are any movie that's releasing in cinemas in the month of July, even re-releases, which we've got a couple
Yeah, we do, yeah.
that will probably hit on today. And so our goal is really to convince you, go see at least one of these movies.
Yeah, pick one you like and go see it.
We're also going to recap the previous month, just real quick on our drafts, what we saw, what we liked, and those experiences. And we had some great experiences in the movies in the month of June, so we'll
So
touch on
much fun.
those. But before we get to those, we had a listener named Lewis from Atlanta who sent us a series of emails that really came from a discussion you and I had
Yep.
about Regal Unlimited versus the AMC A-list.
Yes.
And so give some background. What's our current experience with these?
Our current experience is we are both Regal Unlimited members.
Mhm.
We live in Atlanta. When we were roommates, we
Well,
lived
don't tell people where we live.
1250 Francis Street, Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia, 30318. Come find us. We used to live within a 4-minute walk
Yeah.
to a Regal movie theater. We became Unlimited members years ago,
Yeah.
and we would go to that Regal theater all the time. We do have friends that are A-list members.
It's true.
I respect their choice. At least they're going to the
Do
movies,
you?
but their choice is ultimately wrong. Regal Unlimited is the only way in the world to see unlimited movies for one fixed rate.
So here's the thing. I've been considering switching from Regal Unlimited to becoming an AMC A-list member. I live closer to AMC now. We no longer live at the address that Isaac shared.
That's fair.
I live closer to AMC, and there's a slew of reasons why it makes even financial sense to switch over. AMC doesn't have processing fees. Regal does on each ticket. There's no upcharge for the premium formats like Dolby or IMAX at AMC, but Regal has a premium charge on each of those. So there's pros and cons, but also I've got many friends who are Regal members. My
Mhm.
mom is a Regal Unlimited
Yeah.
member, and so
So really, what I'm hearing is a test. Like, how much do you love your mom?
I love my mom a lot, uh, more than I love you.
Yes, I'll take that. I'm willing to accept
but
that.
so we have we have a listener named Lewis who is also a Regal Limited member who sent us a few emails. I'm not gonna read all of them because we don't. This can't be a 3-hour podcast.
Yeah, honestly, to read these emails alone would probably take a good 2 hours.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe. So here's one. This is from Lewis on June 9th. Hey, trader. Sorry, I meant Hunter. Autocorrect. Weird. So I hear you're considering AMC A-list. Interesting. Bold. Treasonous. Regal has been there for you through the duds, the blockbusters, the mid-budget psychological thrillers, where you leave saying, it was good, but confusing. And now you want to jump ship to AMC? Where popcorn costs more than your first car and the recliners smell faintly of betrayal? Regal gave you unlimited. AMC gives you math problems. 3 movies a week? What if I want 4, Hunter? What if I'm in my cinema era? Stay loyal, stay unlimited, stay loved with conditional affection. Lewis.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
First of all, my first car was free to me. So popcorn does any popcorn costs more than my first car.
Fair.
It's more than $0.
That's fair.
There's a lot to unpack here. But instead of doing that, I'm just going to read the next email. This is also on June 9th. Dear Hunter, it's me, Reggie the Regal Raccoon.
First, is that a real mascot
No,
at some point in time?
Does
Okay.
not exist.
Okay.
Not to my knowledge. Oh, wait. Just kidding. Let me read on.
Oh, okay.
You may not remember me. We cut the mascot program in 2008.
Oh, okay.
But I've been watching. Always watching. I saw the twinkle in your eye during Dune Part 2. I saw you devour that medium popcorn like it wronged your family. And I felt the warmth in your heart when you scanned your Regal Unlimited pass and heard the beep of acceptance. Now you want to leave me? For AMC? What do they have that I don't? Better seating? Yes. More locations? I think so. A-list? Yes. Okay, fair points. But do they have me?
No.
Think about your legacy, Hunter. Stay with Regal. Trashily yours, Reggie. I want to make it clear. Regal also does not have Reggie the Raccoon. So
Regal will always have Reggie the Raccoon.
argue
We
doesn't really
firmly
work.
believe.
Bring on. Honestly, we'll see how many I do of these.
Give us your favorite last one.
I don't even remember. So I'm just gonna read another one. This is the subject line says it's Hunter from the future. Don't do it.
Ooh, this is a good one.
It
I
is
like this
still
one.
sent from Lewis. I want to make that clear.
No, it's from future you on
Through
Lewis's
Lewis?
account. No, on Lewis's account.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably found Lewis and then you borrowed his phone. or
Yeah, that
something.
makes sense. Dear present day Hunter, that's me.
That's you. There we go.
I'm writing to you from the future, specifically 1 month after you switch to AMC A-list.
Biggest mistake of your life.
It's a dark time. You missed Oppenheimer 2, Nuclear Bugaloo, because your A-list limit ran out. Your AMC recliner seat didn't recline. It launched you like a catapult. You cried. You whispered, Regal would never, to no one. There's still time. You can avoid this future. Just renew Regal Unlimited. We still have points. We still have hope. Yours in temporal turmoil, Future Hunter, via Lewis's email.
See, there we go.
P.S. The coffee in the break room is poison. Avoid it on July 2nd.
Such a good bit. Such a good bit.
And there's several more. Tune in next month. I'll read the rest of them.
Should we just read one of these every month or every episode? Because we're going.
It might convince him to send more. But honestly, if you're listening and you have an opinion on Regal Unlimited versus AMC A-List, send us your opinion. If you know us personally, you can just send us a text. If you don't know us personally, here's Isaac's phone number. Just kidding. You can email us at the Midnight Matinee Project, right here on the screen, at gmail.com. The Midnight Matinee Project at gmail.com. Send us your thoughts. I'm still considering. I don't know what to do. I'm kind of just, I'm on the fence. I'm still with Regal. And so if I don't do anything, then I'll just continue with Regal.
Yeah.
But I'm considering making the change.
Sometimes no action is the best action of all.
Maybe. We'll see. Now, when you're listening to this, it's probably in July. We're recording this really near the end of June. And actually, you may not know, the day that we're recording this is the day before Isaac's birthday.
Let's go.
Let us know how old you think he is.
Yeah.
Anything
87.
under 34 is incorrect. But so Isaac, I've got a little gift for you.
Oh, I was not expecting a gift.
That I was going to give you on the day before your birthday.
Love that.
I thought I'd give it to you tomorrow, but
nice.
right here on your birthday. And so, quick question.
Yes.
What is your favorite movie of all time?
Interstellar.
Interstellar.
Mhm.
And how was Interstellar shot?
On IMAX.
Okay. Well, I got for you a film cell
Oh
from Interstellar.
My gosh.
You can show it to the camera
This
too. Give it a little look.
The coolest thing I've ever gotten.
This is an actual film cell.
Oh my
IMAX
gosh.
film cell from the shooting of Interstellar.
That is, guys, the greatest gift I've ever received in my life. That was incredible.
Take that, Annie.
Yeah, Annie. Good luck. This is sweet. Oh my gosh. This is going, front and center in the new apartment.
I was about to say, you just moved. I know you're not
just
allowed to
moved.
decorate anything.
I'm now allowed to decorate something. I will
I
not
know
stand.
you've got big movie posters that I know you can't put up.
Yeah.
But I thought at least this is small enough where you
Exactly.
could put that somewhere.
Yeah, I do have like a 48-inch Interstellar poster.
Yeah.
I want to now hang that up and put this right. I'm just gonna create a little altar for Interstellar.
Yeah.
Is that okay to say? Maybe not.
Inside one of your closets.
Oh yeah.
You open up the drawer of your laundry room and it's just
Yes,
Interstellar.
yes, some candles and Interstellar
Yeah.
in there. Yeah, it's create a really creepy vibe with it. This is so cool. Thank you so much.
Of course. Happy birthday.
This is incredible.
And if
My
you haven't seen
goodness.
Interstellar, go see it. It's a great movie.
Go see it. My favorite movie experience of all time was when Interstellar. There's two movie experiences. When Interstellar came out originally, and I saw it in IMAX, and then also when Interstellar was re-released last year in IMAX.
Yeah.
Both times, nothing's ever competed.
It's a great theatrical
It's incredible.
experience. A great reason why we love going to the
Absolutely.
movies.
Yep.
If
this
you're
is
not
sweet.
sure where to watch it, go book a flight with Delta, and you can watch it on the back of one of those screens.
I'm letting you know if I know you or if I don't, and you ever want to know me. If you do that, I will never speak to you again. Do not do that.
That's not true. We have a friend who, oh no, he watched Dune.
He watched Dune. Yeah, which is almost as bad. Not quite as bad. Almost as bad. Yeah, he watched Dune Part 1 on a TV plane and then had the audacity to tell us that it wasn't that good. It's because he watched it on a TV plane. Benjamin.
Also, a TV plane or a plain TV?
Plain TV. Yeah, that's definitely right. Good call. Good call. This is why we work.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. This is one of the greatest
course.
gifts I've ever received in my
Come
life.
on. Do I remember exactly what scene that is? No, but go
It
watch
is the exact scene from the poster that I have.
Is it really? Oh, no way.
It's when they get to Dr. Man's
Oh,
planet.
that's so
Yes.
sick.
Yeah, it is. Oh, gosh. The frozen cloud right above him.
Nailed it.
Heck yeah. For reference, I've seen Interstellar over 20 times. I love the thing.
And the New York Times just they're slowly releasing the top 100 movies
Yep.
of the 21st century. They're like, I think chunks of maybe 10 or 20 they're releasing at a time. Number 89
Is Interstellar?
is Interstellar.
Nice. Interstellar is, with Letterboxd, is the movie with the most fans on Letterboxd.
Mm.
Just means it is the most commonly occurring.
And how many
top 4
letterbox
movie.
accounts did you make to put it?
Like 1,000.
Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I'm might be doing the same thing with 28 years later.
Yeah. Well, hey, speaking of 20 years later, let's transition. Let's jump in real quick. We had a
I
great
love
month
it.
of movies, the month of June.
Yep.
Let's talk about them.
It was so much fun. I loved all the movies I picked. I also loved all the movies you picked, and that might be more important. It was a great time. I had a blast. I am confident, although not knowing that I won this month.
Okay, well,
So I'm gonna use that as a segue into you announcing the winner because I am very nervous this month.
so if it's your first time tuning in, every month, we'll be picking each of our top 5 favorite movies.
Mhm.
But we're a little competitive, so we wanted to make a little competition out of this, and so we aggregate a bunch of different reviews from across a bunch of different platforms: Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, Metacritic, Letterboxd, and we aggregate all of those to come up with a total score for each of our drafts. And so it's time to hear how we did in June.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah, what tempo?
I forget what it is. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
All right. So in the month of June, my draft had a score of 77.1.
Oh, that's high.
It's pretty good.
That might be one of the better showings so far this year.
I actually do think so.
It's the highest
Yeah,
scoring. Yeah, that sounds right. We're usually both in the mid 70s or low 70s.
So 77.1.
Ooh, okay. This is gonna take a really strong month. I believe it.
And
28 years
Isaac,
later.
your score 78.2.
Let's go. I apologize
So-
if that clap just absolutely not blinded. It deafened our listeners.
78.2.
It feels really good to
A
take that one home.
1.1 margin of victory.
That's narrow.
It's close.
That's narrow. That just is a really strong showing from all the movies in June.
We had a great month. And so, even real quick, thinking back on your draft. So, again, your draft, you had 28 years later, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade,
Yep.
the anniversary of it, Life of Chuck, Familiar Touch, and Clueless.
Yes.
If you were to re rank those 5 movies, how would you re rank them?
It's a great question. I look forward to this question every time because I get to look back with hindsight. And you know what they say, hindsight is never perfect.
They actually say hindsight is 2020, which will come up later in our later drafts.
I love it. I love it. I would change it. But at number 1, we're saying the exact same 28 years later.
Yeah.
Absolutely delivered, brought the house down and more. I cannot wait for January. 28 weeks after the premiere of 28 years later is the next 28 years later, the Bone Temple. It's going to be amazing. Danny Boyle, Alex Garland, Anthony Mantle absolutely killed it. It was so much fun. It also, you shouldn't expect every movie you see to be groundbreaking, but
Yeah.
it felt groundbreaking in the
Yeah.
way that they told the story and the way that everything showed up visually. It just everything that they did. I'm trying to stop myself from just going off for 40 minutes about how amazing that movie was. And I'm going to stop myself. It was amazing. Everybody needs to see it. It still should be in theaters
I
around.
thought you were going to stop yourself.
I am. 28 years later, staying at number 1. It really brought home the victory for me. Number 2, I am changing. I'm taking The Life of Chuck, number 2.
Okay, yeah,
Nothing against Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones, at the end of the day, is a better movie, but The Life of Chuck, just the newness of it, the freshness of it.
Yeah, it's great.
It was amazing. Tom Hiddleston delivered. Then I'm going Indiana Jones, then Clueless. And then only reason why I'm going Familiar Touch last is because I was not able to see it because it didn't show in any theaters around me. So I wasn't able to see it, which is a problem of the limited release. It's something that we're fighting against. The limited release will always be there, but I'd love to see more movies like that. And I'm very proud that I took it. I'm very bummed that I couldn't see it, but I'm looking forward to seeing it eventually.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good redraft.
Would you change your draft?
Yeah, I would also change everything but the first pick.
Okay, nice.
So again, my 5 picks from last month were F1, Materialist, Sorry Baby, Leo, and Ballerina.
Yep. Okay.
F1 stays at the top.
Yeah, of course.
Saw it last night.
Yeah.
And not groundbreaking.
Yeah, but
man, did it rock.
Yeah, no, not every movie needs to be groundbreaking.
And
it can still rock.
I don't know if you have. I imagine you've seen this when you book a ticket for RPX.
Yeah.
It specifically says butt kicker seats. And oh boy,
it kicked your butt.
Yeah,
let's go.
You could feel the F1.
I love that.
All the cars there. So F1 stays at the top, was so fun. And then I'd probably go Sorry Baby number 2.
Okay, yeah.
Ballerina 3.
Yep.
Elio 4.
Wow, that
And
means
Materialist number
wow.
5.
Okay.
Only because, and this is especially based off of I think my own personal perspective here,
Fair.
but also some friends. I had one friend on Letterboxd describe this as tall people propaganda, and it is.
Okay.
And
That's fair.
we won't stand for it.
We won't stand for it.
How tall am I? Who knows?
We won't say it on this podcast.
But we won't stand for it. I love the cast of
Yeah.
Materialist.
Oh, incredible.
The movie is so fun, but it's gonna drop.
Yeah,
Just for that one little,
of course,
one little thing. But overall, what a great month of movies.
Absolutely.
We hope you guys went and saw at least one of these
Yes,
in theaters.
of
If they're still in
course.
theaters, go
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. And I would also say I continued a long living strategy of mine, which is see a movie for the first time that you're really excited about
Mhm.
in standard format. See the movie a second time in IMAX or RPX or Dolby, wherever you are seeing your movies. And it, as you just
with
said,
that extra upcharge through Regal.
worth every penny. It kicks your butt every time.
Yeah.
It's genuinely two different ways to see a movie.
Mhm.
It is a different experience. I saw 28 Years Later standard and then RPX, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
I had so much fun. There is a huge difference. I also understand I do sometimes do the reverse of RPX and IMAX first and then standard.
Yeah.
But either way, you can switch it up. You can see the same movie 2 times, 3 times. I will be seeing it 20 years later multiple times.
28 times.
28 times. And you truly every format you see it, it changes the way you experience the movie.
Yeah.
And I just encourage people, if you really love a movie and that's the only one out that you love, go see it multiple times in different formats because it changes the experience.
And bring other people with you.
And bring other people with you.
There you go.
Absolutely.
And that concludes our June recap.
Let's go.
But June is over.
It is.
And it's time to jump into the month of July, which really is the big summer blockbuster.
It is.
Month.
The tentpoles are coming out. And they're coming out strong.
Yeah, we got some really good movies coming this month. So if you're new to this or if you've listened before, we've got a slight little change we've actually done to kind of organize and structure this draft. So we'll still draft 5 movies each. We'll talk for a little bit about why you should go see this movie, why we're excited to go see this movie in theaters. But we wanted to put a little constraints on us. And so Isaac, what's the constraint we've got this draft?
We are introducing the notorious Isaac Foss's 28 Years Later addendum to the draft. And we're giving each other 25 minutes each to talk about our 5 movies.
So 25 minutes total.
So I get 25 minutes and Hunter gets 25 minutes. I will time his 25 minutes. He will time my 25 minutes. And when that clock runs out, you can be through 3 movies. That's
Done.
it. You're done.
That's all you get.
That's all you get.
So hopefully that doesn't happen. But if you listened to last episode, you may have thought, wow, Isaac's talking about 28 Years Later for so long.
Yeah, I think the total
And it was
runtime.
cut.
Oh, I cut a decent amount out. And I think the total runtime of 28 Years Later was close to like 40 minutes or something.
Yeah.
I do appreciate Ben Lewis for telling me that it was one of his favorite parts of the podcast.
Yeah, it's great.
Annie did not feel the same way.
That makes sense. At least,
She enjoyed a lot of the other movies.
Yeah.
A lot.
that makes sense.
But she did point out how I sometimes go on longer than I intend.
Maybe. So 25 minutes total. We'll still alternate picks, but this
Yeah.
is going to be basically like chess.
Yeah.
Where you kind of stop the timer. So I've got a timer right here. Isaac's got his right there. We'll time each other and let each other know how much time is left at the beginning of each round.
Yes.
Isaac, are you ready to draft for the month of July?
I'm ready. Are
Let's-
you ready to kick us off?
I was born ready.
Let's go. Hey, as soon as you announce your pick, that clock is starting.
All right. With my first pick of July 2025, I am taking Fantastic Four.
Wow,
First
okay.
Steps.
That dictates my next pick directly.
yeah, for
So
sure.
I love that.
So Fantastic Four First Steps. This, of course, is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Comes out July 25th, 2025. Directed by Matt Shackman. Written by Josh Friedman, Eric Pearson. Starring, of course, the Fantastic Four.
Absolutely.
And
And
so
they're fantastic.
specifically Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, Evan Moss Backrack. Now to kind of give, I'm going to spend a lot of time talking mostly about Matt Shackman, who is directing this movie.
Mhm.
But before I get into that, Pedro Pascal is playing Reed Richards,
Mhm.
Mr. Fantastic. If you don't know who Pedro Pascal is, you've been living under a rock.
Mhm.
He's been in everything. So far, actually, in this podcast, this is my second
Yep.
Pedro Pascal pick.
Mhm.
This is your.
I'm try
You've picked one.
One, I might have picked another, I'm not positive. He at least
You've picked one. You
okay,
picked
one.
Freaky Tales. I
Yep.
picked Materialist and
Yep.
Fantastic Four.
Mhm.
There might be another one coming later. Who knows?
There might be.
But I'm leading in the Pedro Pascal sweepstakes 2-1. But he's been in everything. He's so fantastic, so great. Vanessa Kirby, really well known for the series The Crown.
Mhm.
Also in Mission Impossible, she's fantastic. We've got Joseph Quinn, who really came to be well known from Stranger Things.
So
He was
good.
also in Gladiator 2.
Yep.
He was great in that.
Mhm.
And then we got Evan Moss Backrack, which if you're looking at the screen, you can't tell his face, but he plays cousin Richie. Is that
Cousin
right?
Richie,
Yeah, in The Bear, the Hulu
Fantastic
series,
show.
which is so good. So he's
Mhm.
cousin, but he's playing Ben Grimm, the Thing, of course, Johnny Storm, Sue Storm. And then we got little Herbie right there. But this movie is going to be so much fun, so good. So this, of course, is the third iteration of
Mhm.
Fantastic Four, of really the Fantastic Four franchise.
Yep.
We had the ones back in I think 2005, 2007.
Yep. Which
Um,
I personally loved. Very
they're
nostalgic
great.
for
Yeah,
me.
they're fun. I think every superhero movie in the early 2000s was just, whether the quality was good or not, it was just fun.
Yeah.
It's just great. I
Also,
love both.
We were kids.
Yeah.
Not really looking at a movie for the quality.
I am still not.
Fair.
The second iteration, of course, was with Miles Teller,
Mhm.
Michael B. Jordan. Didn't do so hot, which had some, they had plenty of challenges coming
Yeah.
its way. There's a great
Mhm.
episode on what went wrong.
Yep.
The
On
podcast
that.
you mentioned last
Yep.
episode.
Go give it a listen.
Go listen. They talk about it, but really, this is the first Fantastic Four that's in the MCU. And so this is Marvel Studios, owned by Disney, led by executive producer Kevin Feige.
Mhm.
But this is a really important movie for the MCU because this is Marvel's first family. This is like the foundation of Marvel Comics, created, of course, by Stan Lee,
Mhm.
Jack Kirby, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I probably mixed that up, at least Stan Lee. But I really want to talk about the guy who's really bringing all of this to life, and that's Matt Shackman. And so, Isaac, do you know much about Matt Shackman?
I'm really excited because I know almost nothing about him.
Oh my goodness!
So I'm going to be learning along just like everybody else.
So
This is
I'm going to
really
give
exciting.
everyone a little bit of insight into really the journey of Matt Shackman, because I
Yeah.
think when it comes to these movies, it matters a lot of who is at the
Mhm.
helm of
Yeah.
creating them. So I'm going to share the journey of Matt Shackman and then share kind of his vision for this movie. So Matt Shackman first started as a child actor in Hollywood. So he was
Nice.
on a show called Just the 10 of Us, which was a spinoff of Growing Pains.
Okay.
And so he spent a lot of time as a child just on TV sets.
Yeah.
And so grew to love TV. He spent a long time getting to watch like shows like Bewitched, kind of as he was growing up. And then he gave up acting really when he turned 18. He went to Yale, and then really started studying like theater. Theater and directing and storytelling. And he graduated, moved to LA, opened up the Black Dahlia Theater, which was like a stage theater in LA, where he got to put on a lot of productions, but got to get a little bit of attention from people who are in Hollywood,
Mhm.
because you get to go see some plays. And so he actually got to connect with this guy named Edward Zick, who let him kind of shadow him on a lot of these different TV shows that he was directing. But Matt Shackman's kind of longest stint as a director of any sort was from the hit sitcom Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Wait, I
He
love Always
has
Sunny. How am I?
directed 43 episodes between
my
seasons
gosh.
3 and 12.
What?
So like a lot of Always
Yeah.
Sunny.
Also,
directed.
like a lot of just like some of the greatest seasons of comedic television ever.
Yeah, directed by Matt Shackman. So spent a long time.
I now really want to see a movie that has the tone of Always Sunny in Fantastic Four.
And so here's the thing. This isn't the only thing you will get excited about that
Ooh,
Matt Shakman has
okay.
done.
Okay.
So Matt Shakman directed many episodes between seasons 3 and 12 of Always Sunny.
Yep.
Of course, Always Sunny, great sitcom.
Amazing.
But there's an episode of Always Sunny that features a cameo from two showrunners named David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. And what show did they create?
They created, I'll give them credit,
Don't think about the last season.
seasons 1 through 6. And 7 was great until season 8 came out. They created
seasons 1 through 7.
The amazing Game of Thrones.
Yes, the creators of Game of Thrones cameoed in Always Sunny in an episode.
I'm trying to remember what episode.
I don't remember what season it is.
Yeah.
Find it later. But through that, they got to connect, of course, with Mr. Matt Shakman to the point where they asked him to direct 2 episodes of Game of Thrones.
Oh, what episodes?
Season 7, episodes 4 and 5, which includes the destruction of the Lannister army by Drogon.
Yeah, the Spoils of War, I think is the episode name. Yep. Okay.
And so directed by Matt Shakman.
I love that
So
episode.
not just comedy and sitcom, getting into the like
action
epic drama.
Yeah. Okay.
Matt Shakman was told when he joined and was going to direct episodes of Game of Thrones, he was told, hey, you've been handed the keys to a Porsche. Hit the pedal to the metal.
Okay. Wow.
Which is a great way to put it.
That is a great way to put it. And it shows.
And it was a Porsche for a while.
It was.
From there, just the success, obviously, of Always Sunny and just the what he was able to do with those 2 episodes of Game of Thrones, he got the attention, really, of Kevin Feige, and he actually directed the first MCU TV show to release on Disney Plus, which was WandaVision.
Oh, okay.
And so if you think, if you've seen WandaVision, you'll know, phenomenal show. One of the best things Marvel has done since Endgame.
Yeah.
All directed by Matt Shakman.
Okay.
All of the like WandaVision, especially the first few episodes, is all kind of this like love letter to classic TV.
Yep.
Child actor who grew up watching all this classic TV. There's a reason it was all made that way. It's because he grew up really in that world and in that system. And WandaVision was just fantastic.
Yeah.
So great show. Obviously, when it released, it just set up Disney Plus really well.
Yep.
But Matt Shakman now is directing Fantastic Four: First Steps. And this is
incredible.
Maybe the most important movie to Kevin Feige. He's been wanting to really make this for a long time and cares a lot about Fantastic Four. So he handed over to, I think, someone who he really trusts, Matt Shakman. So here's 2 quotes that'll kind of wrap up why I think I would really trust Matt Shakman with this movie. So number 1, he says, I really wanted it to feel like it was made in 1965, the way that Stanley Kubrick would have made it. Stanley Kubrick, of course, 2001: A Space Odyssey specifically. Matt Shakman really wanted to evoke that feeling of like the Kubrick style of making a movie. Another quote from Shakman, he said, I really wanted to take all the great stuff from Apollo 11, and instead of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, it was the Storms and Ben Grimm and Reed Richards heading off into space. And so taking a lot of inspiration from older space movies and space directors, even a lot of the trailer stuff, you can see there's a ton of practical effects, not just, obviously there's going to be CGI, but it's not just CGI. So a lot of practical effects go into this. So as a movie itself, separate from the MCU, I think it's going to be so great, so exciting, great on the big screen. Go see it in IMAX. But also within the MCU, this is going to be a very pivotal movie in the MCU. If you've seen Thunderbolts, not going to spoil anything, but post-credit scene, you'll know that there's a connection here in some way. But this is really going to set us up for Avengers Doomsday that is coming up. So obviously really important story-wise. And we got a great cast and great director. And overall, this is going to be, I think, the blockbuster of the summer.
Wow. Strong words right there.
$1 billion movie. Time.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, that took 10 minutes. Yikes.
Good. Honestly, that was really good though. Whenever movies do more practical, it always looks so much better.
For sure.
Really excited. Did not know any of that about Matt Shakman. Makes me way more excited now. And I already was really excited about it. I mean, unbelievable cast, unbelievable director. I mean, this is also a very interesting point for Marvel where they have some momentum for the first time in a while.
Yeah, Thunderbolts has been great.
And they could crash and burn, or they could just take flight again.
Yeah.
So really excited to see this. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm so pumped for it. We will be seated opening night. It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait. July 25th. Go see it.
July 25th.
All right, Isaac,
Wow, that was great.
What's your first pick?
My first pick. of this July 2025 draft is Superman.
Superman.
There's there
Okay.
was only two choices for the first round, and
Yeah.
it was Fantastic Four or Superman. They are the biggest movies probably to come out this year in terms of the
Scale,
scale,
magnitude.
also investment from studios. Of there will be movies that are better than these, but the anticipation and the
Maybe.
scale. It's also true. We haven't seen them yet. Um, but this was, I'm so excited for this. DC Comics runs on Superman.
Yeah.
Obviously, Batman is their golden child.
Yep.
That is how they make their money.
Mhm.
But Superman, if they can do, when they do Superman well, DC Comics goes really, really strong. Batman kind of just carries everything, but Superman is how they build out from Batman. And
Yeah.
if they can do that well, then they can build out further from Superman and Batman. But it really stands on the legs of Superman and Batman. And I think, call them a shot, this is going to be the best superhero movie of 2025.
Wow.
It is
So you think better than Fantastic Four?
better than Fantastic Four, but then also Thunderbolts and everything else that
Captain
will come out.
America.
Captain America. It is, I mean, you take James Gunn. So obviously we have the release date of July
You're
11th.
lucky Craven came out last
Yeah.
year.
It's Craven time.
Oh my goodness.
Release date July 11th, 2025. This is the reason why I have such strong feelings. It is directed by James Gunn. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
James Gunn does not miss.
Now, I'm pretty familiar with James Gunn.
You
but
are.
For listeners who aren't.
For listeners who are not, James Gunn, he is most widely known for 3 movies in Marvel, and they are the Guardians of the Galaxy volumes 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Personally, my favorite parts of Marvel. I have many parts that I love, but when it comes down to it, the movies I will and have rewatched the most, it is James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Arguably the best trilogy in Marvel.
Absolute.
I'm going to say arguably.
I don't think there's much argument against it, but I guess some people might or make the argument. So technically that's true. But to give you a little more context, because there's been many superhero, there are many Superman movies.
Yeah.
This one specifically is not going to tell an origin story. It's
Okay.
going to go right into Superman being Superman and
Yeah.
having a life at the Daily Planet as a reporter. So the blurb here, Superman must reconcile his alien Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as a reporter, Clark Kent. As the embodiment of truth, justice, and the human way, he soon finds himself in a world that views these as old-fashioned. There have been scenes that have been released, and also in the trailer as well, of Superman and Lois Lane, played by David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan, that look unbelievable. It's bringing this superhuman and making it a human drama.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get back to that more later. Funny thing here, we have written by James Gunn. Did you know that there are 2 other credited writers on this movie?
No.
The credited writers,
Because I made this slide.
but the credited writers didn't write anything for this movie. So there's a fun little caveat that I'm going to get to quickly for Superman.
Are they just like the comic writers?
They're the originators of Superman, but there's a legal caveat
Yeah.
that every single time Superman's in something, they have the 2 creators of Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster have to be credited as writers, because the first Superman movie that came out, they weren't credited and they sued. And then they were told, and then DC was told they have to credit them on every single future project, even after they die, because they both are dead. One died in 1996 and the other died in 1992. And
Okay.
they are credited writers on this, which I thought was super fascinating. But moving past that, a little fun fact, this movie is starring David Cornsweet,
Yep.
which really he was in Twisters.
Even Twisters.
He was
it
in some other
great.
stuff.
Yeah.
But this is his big moment.
Like
This is his
lead
breakout
role.
role. Yes. And then Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, and Nathan Fillion as a Daily Planet reporter. And among many others, it's a star-studded cast. It is
Yes.
really, really cool. But the fun thing about this movie is the story is not any of the actors. None of the actors are going to pull away from the story. The story is about Superman.
Yes.
The most well-known name to this project is James Gunn, the director.
Yeah.
And
for
he's not
sure.
shown on screen.
Mhm.
It is about a story about Superman and the superhero that he is. So getting into A really fun part, I love scores and composers.
Yes.
This composer is John Murphy.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of him? Do you have any idea what movies he has composed?
I don't know. No.
So this is not his first partnership with James Gunn.
Mhm.
He did score and put the soundtrack together for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3,
Okay.
which
nice.
is a fantastic and emotional end
Yep.
to the trilogy.
My personal favorite of the three.
Yeah, me too. It was fantastic. He also scored Miami Vice, X-Men, Days of Future Past,
Yeah.
and then two that we both saw recently. Sunshine, directed by Danny Boyle,
So
written by
good.
Alex Garland.
Phenomenal movie.
Unbelievable. If you haven't seen it, please go see it. And then 28 Days Later
Nice.
and 28 Weeks Later, not 28 years later, but the first two we got.
Yeah.
So I really love that. But I think, is going to bring a really, really well-rounded emotional view from a composition standpoint. That's going to work really, really
Yeah.
well within this world, because he's done superhero stuff before, but he's also done more human drama.
Yeah.
And then a part I want to highlight from the cast, not David Cornsweet, not Rachel Brosnahan, but Nicholas Hoult. I love Nicholas Hoult. He's
great.
awesome. One, he can play a psychopath. I feel like oftentimes people see him like, oh, he's such a nice looking man. Like,
Yeah.
like he looks like, honestly, he looks kind of innocent.
Mhm.
But people forget he was in Mad Max Fury Road,
It's true.
playing an
Oh,
absolute psychopath, and he did it so I couldn't imagine anybody else doing it.
Yeah.
He did it so well, and I think that role, toned down and made more human, is going to be his Lex Luthor, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much fun, and that is easily a reason to go see this movie.
Do you know what Nicholas Hoult auditioned for?
It's Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
no-
like the role.
Yeah, he auditioned for Superman, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. There's a list of actual audition. He auditioned for Superman, and my favorite comparison for this is Christopher Nolan connection.
Yes.
Batman Begins.
Same thing.
Cillian Murphy auditioned for Batman and then got Scarecrow,
Yes.
Dr. Crane,
Yep.
and it worked so well. Oftentimes, you find what you need when someone's looking to be in a different role.
hmm
And James Gunn obviously saw something in Nicholas Hoult where he wanted to make him in the movie and a main part of the movie.
And then also there's like a little piece. There's another example I can think of. There's a little piece of like Nicholas Hoult was playing Lex Luthor,
Yep.
who is like the arch enemy
100%.
of Superman.
Yes.
And so there's a little bit of like hatred already, maybe a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
feeling
like-
towards like David got the role
Yeah.
of Superman.
Mhm.
I don't
Like-
know if Killian quite maybe felt the same thing. There's another example in Harry Potter. Jason Isaacs
Ooh.
interviewed for the role of Gilderoy Lockhart,
Okay.
which was Kenneth Branagh was cast as Gilderoy
Mhm.
Lockhart, and so Jason Isaacs was actually in just a really sour mood.
That's
And he was
really
asked,
funny.
"Hey, will you read these lines for Lucius Malfoy?" And he was just in a bad mood because he didn't get Lockhart.
That's so funny.
And they cast him as
And honestly,
Malfoy
he had that tone perfectly of
And he's
being in a
great.
really bad mood.
because he just was pissed.
That's really good.
And so I'm
I like
excited to
that.
see if like any bit of that,
Yeah,
like
is Nicholas Hoult actually acting, or does he hate David?
Just
Cornsweet?
hates Superman.
That's really funny. I like that. That's a good connection. Also, really, really good thought of how much is Nicholas Hoult acting.
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Some more reasons. One, the release date has a very sweet connection. James Gunn, his father passed away a little bit ago, and a lot of this screenplay for this movie was inspired by his father's passing. And this movie, July 11th, is releasing on his father's birthday,
Oh wow, that's
which
so
is a
sweet.
really like heartwarming and touching moment, I'm sure, for James Gunn.
So don't wait to go see it. See
Don't
it on July 11th.
See it on July 11th, and then also see it after July 11th.
Yeah.
But see it on July 11th, opening night. Thought that was really sweet and wanted to point
Yeah.
that out. And something really, really fun. If you've seen the trailer, you know that Crypto, the dog,
Oh, not Bitcoin.
not Bitcoin, Crypto the dog,
Yeah.
for the first time ever, is making an appearance in live action Superman.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for this. But another sort of heartwarming moment, James Gunn announced that Crypto is going to be in the movie to kick off, I want to get this exactly right, Adopt a Shelter Dog Month.
Oh wow.
So he partnered with Adopt a Shelter Dog Month and announced that Crypto is going to be in the movie. And Crypto is based off of James Gunn's real life adopted dog from a shelter.
Oh, no way.
And
That's so fun.
yeah, so it's a lot of James Gunn connections here from his real life into Superman that I wanted to point out that might get you emotionally invested because
Yeah.
it is really just making me root harder for James Gunn in this movie.
Yeah.
I've just wanted to succeed and be really good because it seems like it's coming from a really personal place. And obviously Guardians came from a really personal place and a really emotional place.
Yeah.
And I think that we have a real shot of hitting that note with this movie right here. Uh, David Cornsweet did gain 40 pounds for this role. So think
Whoa.
Christian Bale for Batman.
Yeah.
I think he gained like 60 or 80. So not nearly as much, but he did take the role very seriously and wanted to physically look the part and didn't want have people to the post-production to have to add anything to his body because he wasn't looking the part.
Yeah.
He also is
That's
tied
impressive.
for the tallest Superman ever on screen.
Oh.
So he's 6'4".
Oh, that's so tall.
He's so tall. So tall.
That's not that
Especially actors typically are not very tall.
Yeah.
He is very tall.
What do you mean?
Tom Cruise.
Also, is David Cornsweet gaining 40 pounds more or less impressive than Chris Pratt losing 60 pounds?
Chris Pratt losing 6 pounds is so much more
for
impressive.
Guardians.
I also love the Parks and Rec bit when Adam Scott asks Chris Pratt's character, how'd you lose weight? And he just said, I stopped drinking beer.
Stop drinking beer.
You lost 60 pounds from not drinking. How much beer were you drinking? Oh, so good. To hit the last few final things.
Great. What you got?
Principal photography began on Clark Kent's birthday, February 29th.
Wow.
Did you know Superman was born on leap year?
I did not.
Really fun fact. We're learning a lot.
I've got a lot of questions about that because he wasn't born on Earth.
He's born on Krypton.
Yeah, but do they use the Gregorian calendar?
Duh.
Oh, I got a lot of questions about it, but continue.
I don't know. In order to be convincing for her role, Rachel Brosnahan interviewed actual journalists. So it's kind of funny to think about because journalists are usually ones doing interviews.
Yeah.
So she interviewed the interviewers.
Wow.
Because she wanted to be a very convincing journalist.
That's good.
Which is really cool because I feel like Lois Lane oftentimes is attached largely to Superman as a character and doesn't have a independent story and arc. And this makes me hopeful that she will actually be an independent character that makes her own choices and shines in her own way.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really, really fascinating from Rachel Brosnahan. And then last final bit.
Yeah.
That this gets me so excited. Do you know what the main source of inspiration for this movie was? The movie that came out in 2023.
I was going to say the Superman comics.
No. Godzilla -1.
Oh, no way.
So an unbelievable movie, a movie that reinvigorated the Godzilla franchise. It was about Godzilla, but it also is a very specific human drama. And it was unbelievably emotional and real.
Yeah.
And James Gunn said, there's gonna be a lot of fantastical elements about this movie. There's gonna be superheroes, there's gonna be monsters, but at the end of the day, there needs to be the human drama, and that needs to be specifically focused upon.
Yeah.
And in this movie, James Gunn is focusing on the human drama aspect.
Okay.
Which means that it should feel more grounded than a lot of oftentimes superhero movies go wrong when they don't feel grounded enough, because obviously you have to suspend elements of belief to buy in, but you still need to ground it in reality. And it sounds like James Gunn is doing his best to do that. And it makes me really excited.
Come on.
So Godzilla -1, inspiration. Hit that clock.
Come on.
Oh gosh, 11 minutes left. We're good.
You talked a lot, but this movie is going to be
I'm not worried.
So great.
I'm not
before
worried.
I get my next pick, do you think Robert Pattinson's Batman will be this like Superman's Batman? Or do you think it'll be someone else?
It's a great question. Off the rip, no. Because there's no way tonally those two can reconcile.
Because the movie looks bright.
Oh, it's bright.
And the Batman, dark.
Dark. Both
could happen.
Superman resembles hope. Batman, obviously the Batman with with Matt Reeves directing, ended on a hopeful note of Batman learning. But there's only so much of that you're going to get in the Batman universe. I really don't think so. I really just hope that they build out Robert Pattinson's Gotham and use that restricted universe for Robert Pattinson, and then they can do something separate. Not everything needs to be combined.
They start filming, I believe, in January for the Batman.
Yeah, Matt Reeves
2.
just handed in a script.
Either just or is about to. I think he'll be in a post-credit scene. It's my early bet.
What do you want to put on it?
Oh, I think there will be at least be a reference to
Reference?
Superman
Uh,
in a post credit scene.
A reference to Batman in this movie.
No, I think in the Batman movie.
I don't want to make that bad. I
Oh,
thought you
yeah.
meant this movie. I was
No,
like,
no,
there's
no.
no way. they
Nothing
go-
about Batman in this
okay.
movie.
Yeah. Okay.
But in the Batman 2,
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
it'll reference Superman. July 11th, go see this movie.
Go
It's
see
gonna
this
be great. 2 superhero movies this month.
Yeah.
Obviously, and both really important for DC and for Marvel,
Absolutely.
and for cinema.
And
Really,
for cinema.
overall, I think both are going to be great. So go see
See
them.
both in IMAX.
Round 2.
Round 2.
How much time I got?
You got 15 minutes and 29 seconds. You got
Easy.
4 minutes more than me.
Easy. All right. My next pick is. Oh, hi.
Oh, hey.
No, hi.
Hey.
Not hey. Oh, hi. Directed by Sophie Brooks, starring Molly Gordon, Logan Lerman, Geraldine Viswanathan, David Cross. I'm probably pronouncing Geraldine's last name wrong.
I was
so
going to say,
I
it sounded really
apologize.
convincing.
That's what it's.
Proud of
It's
you.
got to be confident.
Yeah.
But this movie, Oh Hi, it looks so fun.
Yeah.
So we're coming off a month with a great romance movie in Materialist.
Yep.
We got another great we'll call it a rom-com.
Yeah.
But probably not traditional.
Definitely not traditional.
In many ways.
It's like a little bit of like a anti-rom-com.
Anti-rom-com. And a dive into what is not just romance, but what is dating.
Yeah.
And how do you do relationships well? So it's called Oh Hi. I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of what happens in this movie. This is all I know from the trailer, basically. Basically, these two right here, I don't know the names of the movie, but played by Molly Gordon. If you've watched The Bear, you'll recognize her as Claire from The Bear. Claire Bear. Logan Lerman, Perks of Being a Wallflower,
Love that movie.
Percy Jackson. But they're starring in this movie here. They have been dating for about 4 months, and they decide to go on like a weekend trip together. Bold, maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
Exciting, fun.
Mm-hmm.
And on the weekend trip, 2 very specific things happen that set off the plot of this movie. One, they start getting a little fun. You might say.
Fun's a good way to describe it.
You might be able to tell here if you're watching the video. Logan Lerman's character actually is tied to the bed for some extracurricular activities.
Yep.
And after he's tied to the bed, basically Molly Gordon's character makes an assumption on how to define the relationship, and it is not on the same page as Logan Lerman's character. I wish I should probably know their names. They're not on the same page of like, are we dating? Are we boyfriend girlfriend? What is the purpose? Where are we going with this relationship? They're just not on the same page. And the rest of the movie, I believe he's tied up to the bed, and it's just chaos. Of imagine going on a weekend retreat with someone you've been dating for 4 months and not being on the same page of how to really DTR, define the relationship. And so the subtitle, you probably can't see this super well, or at least the tagline to this movie: when you find the one, lock them down.
Yes, sir.
Literally.
Literally.
This movie directed, written by Sophie Brooks. This is her sophomore feature film. She wrote this during COVID. She was challenged by, I think, her agent to, hey, write a movie during COVID that is going to constrain you, because there are like constraints during COVID. So constraints in terms of setting and constraints in terms of like cast and how many people. And so Sophie and Molly Gordon they did their COVID lockdown together. So Molly Gordon actually helped co-write this movie. But really, Sophie's just writing about the dating experience and how men and women tend to even view love differently. There's different perceptions on, a woman's pursuit of love versus a man's pursuit of love, of what is acceptable, what's okay, what's not okay, what is deemed crazy, and just kind of this wild dive into the world of dating. Now, dating, I don't know if you guys are familiar, is sometimes can be really fun.
Yeah.
Oftentimes is not. Isaac, for instance, you are married.
I am.
And so last time you dated, I'm going to assume for the most part, pretty fun.
Pretty fun. It was a great time.
Right answer.
So fun.
that you
that
got married.
it ended in a huge party called a wedding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was a great party.
Yeah, Annie and I no longer dating.
Yeah, no longer dating. Yeah, your ex-girlfriend
Yeah, my
Annie.
ex-girlfriend Annie, my
Now
current
your
wife.
wife.
Yeah.
So fun parts of dating, which this movie will touch on, but also there are plenty of not as much fun parts of dating. I'm currently going through plenty of not fun parts of dating. So I'm excited for this movie, especially coming off of Materialist,
Mhm.
which was, to quote a friend of mine on Letterbox, tall people propaganda.
People might be starting to say that.
Which is an issue. So, but excited, excited just for I think for another movie to dive into like I think the awkwardness, the chaos, the conflict that really goes into dating and trying to find love. People want love, and so I'm gonna say the same thing that I said last month for Materialist. Movies about love, not just for women.
Not just for one.
If you're a guy, love is for you too.
It is.
Guys want love.
Yeah.
They may not know exactly what they want, which you'll see in this movie.
That's fair, yeah.
But guys want and deserve love.
Mhm.
Guys, go see this movie. Girls, go see this movie. Everybody, go see this movie, July 25th. That's my time.
Boom. That was a tight
Thank you.
Four-
Still got 10
4 or 5
minutes.
minutes.
Still
Still
got
got-
10 minutes left.
If I hit mine in 60 seconds,
We'll be tied. Yeah.
we'll be tied. All right, well, great pick.
Thank you.
If you haven't seen the trailers,
The trailer's
please
so
go
funny.
see it. It's so funny. Like, it actually might be.
My
the
jaw
best
dropped
rom-com.
when I watched the trailer.
Oh, yeah, it's so funny. What? The trailer shows maybe 4 members of the cast?
Yeah, it's very
very
low.
restricted
Yeah,
cast.
Geraldine, she was in Thunderbolts. David Cross plays Tobias Funk in
Yep.
Arrested Development.
Man, so good.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, great pick.
Thank you.
Really excited for Oh Hi. It's going to be so good.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
It's the same tone that I was saying "Sorry, baby" last month, but it
this
actually
hits
matches
a little bit more. Sorry, baby.
Sorry, baby.
Yeah,
Not the right tone.
Not the right tone. Yeah, we'll get there one day.
All right, round 2 for you, Isaac.
Round 2 for me.
What's your pick?
We're kicking it off with one of the greatest movies ever made. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, okay. The re-release.
Really excited. It is the 50th anniversary re-release.
It's old.
Very old. You can see Jack Nicholson not in the early days of his life right now, but he was here. And if you want to see one of the greatest actors to ever go on the silver screen,
Yeah.
go see this movie. It is releasing on 2 days this month, July 13th and July 16th.
So super limited.
Very limited. Go see it. It is hosted by Fathom Entertainment, Fathom Events, doing amazing things for movies. We love Fathom. But please go see it at your local movie theater. It's going to be so good, and you'll be able to see a part of cinema history. Now, to get into some of the details, this movie, really weird. It goes into a very, very fascinating topic. Blurb here: a rebellious convict is sent to a psychiatric hospital for evaluation in 1963 Oregon and encourages his docile companions to take more control of their lives and defy the tyrannical head nurse. So here we have Jack Nicholson as the convict mentioned, and we have Louise Fletcher as the head nurse mentioned.
Okay.
So one up front, this movie swept the big 5 Oscars.
Really?
So that means they won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Screenplay.
Whoa.
So all major awards at the Oscars, they won every single one.
Wow.
It is
That's crazy.
I think it's a top 20 movie ever rated on IMDb.
Wow.
It
You
is.
telling me this is the reason why Monty Python and the Holy Grail didn't win Best Picture?
Yes, that's exactly
It's a
it.
crime.
Well deserved. I like how you got that one. I got this one. It is directed by Milos Forman. It is written by Lawrence Haubin and Bo Goldman. Milos Forman, I would say he's most known for this movie, but I might pronounce this wrong. Amadeus.
Amadeus.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
So he also directed that.
Yeah, the biopic of Mozart.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. So he also directed that, which is also a very well received
Also in the
movie.
top 100 on
Yes.
IMDb.
Yeah. But I say those two are like the pinnacle of
Yeah.
where he got. But this is really his bread and butter. But writer Bo Goldman, you ever seen Al Pacino, Scent of a Woman?
I have not.
Unbelievable movie, but he's the writer of that movie.
Okay, cool.
So unbelievable writing, obviously won Best Screenplay. Unbelievable directing, obviously won Best Director at the Oscars. And then starring Jack Nicholson, who was who has been nominated for an Oscar in 5 different decades.
Wow.
From 1970 to the 2000s, he was nominated an Oscar in every single one of those decades.
Well,
Talk about a run.
I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jack Nicholson, if you somehow don't know what he's in, obviously in this movie, Stanley Kubrick, who came up earlier, The Shining, starred in that movie, one of the greatest horror movies ever. The Departed, Batman, played the Joker in Batman. A Few Good Men, one of your favorite
my
movies ever.
all-time favorite.
Maybe second.
You
favorite
can't
ever.
handle the truth.
Yeah, we got might be out of
I
frame,
think it's
but
out of frame, but there's a script up there.
we got the script right there. As Good as It Gets and Chinatown.
Yeah.
And then obviously we have Louise Fletcher, who her biggest movie was probably this, but Cruel Intentions is also something that she is widely known for. And then Michael Berryman, he plays a smaller role in this movie, but he's in The Hills of Eyes. He's, if you see him, you'll recognize, like, a very recognizable person. Unbelievable actor, obviously. And now to get to some specific reasons of why you need to see this movie in theaters.
Yeah, let's hear it. I've never seen it. So
I also have never seen it. So this is pretty much like a normal release for me. The second movie ever to sweep the Big Five, and there's only 3 movies ever to sweep the Big Five at the Oscars. We have actual mental hospital patients as extras in this movie.
Whoa.
Just to make the atmosphere feel more lived in and real.
Yeah.
So here they wanted to dive into it. Danny DeVito also has a role in this movie. And we talked about
also been nominated for an Oscar in 5 straight decades.
Obviously. But connection to Jack Nicholson. Did you know that Jack Nicholson and Dan DeVito are childhood friends?
I did not
Their
know
relatives run a hair salon together.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Really, really fun.
Wow.
Do you know Danny DeVito? He was...
Were they in the same Batman?
Yes, they were.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, the Joker and Penguin.
Yeah.
At least I think it was the same Batman. Pretty sure it was. Danny DeVito during this movie, to give you the environment they created, felt such isolation that he created a coping mechanism of he made an imaginary friend. And he got to a point in his relationship with his imaginary friend where he had to go to the doctor on set and ask him, like, am I okay? Am I losing my mind?
Whoa.
And the doctor told him, this is probably one of the mental illness, never funny, but as a response, this is pretty funny. Said, as long as you know he's not real, you're fine. Don't know if that's good advice.
Yeah, you can have an imaginary friend as long as you know he's not real.
Yeah. So he's like, as long as you know he's fictional, you're all set.
Great. Love it.
Yeah. So Danny DeVito had an interesting time on this set. Last, to wrap this up, Jack Nicholson, one of the greatest actors ever, claims that this is his personal favorite role that he ever did.
Wow.
So if you need a reason to go see this,
that's a great
there are
reason.
plenty of them, but that is the best I can give you. Hit that time.
Book it. You've got 5 minutes left, by the way. And I've got 10.
I knew this is going to be an issue for me. I knew it. This is why we're doing it. I'm going to get better every month.
I'm excited for this movie. I've never seen it, so very excited. I love your shirts.
Yeah.
One flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Thank you, Woodward Academy production.
Yeah, this is a local high school play production of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Which just makes it all that much better.
Yeah. Arguably a better performance than... I'm just kidding.
I heard Jack Nicholson sent a threat to the guy that played his character saying, back off.
Back off. Come on. All right, great movie. July 13th and 16th.
2 days.
Presented by Fathom.
Honestly, most of the seats are probably sold out, so buy your tickets early.
Good call. All right, round 3. My next pick is Shoshana.
Shoshana.
So this movie actually technically released, had limited releases actually a couple years ago, but is hitting theaters July 25th, 2025. Directed by Michael Winterbottom. Written by the same Michael Winterbottom and Lawrence Koryat, Paul Virag. And it's starring some people, some actors that I'm actually not familiar with, except for one. But Irina Starshenbaum, unknown to me in terms of what else she's been in. Douglas Booth, right up here, also unknown to me.
Kind of looks like a young Johnny Depp right there.
A little bit, yeah, I see it.
A little bit, yeah.
But also stars Harry Melling.
Yeah.
Do you know where Harry Melling is? Where he's from?
I just recognize his face every time I see it.
Oh.
What is he from?
He is Harry Potter's cousin, Dudley Dursley.
Oh my gosh.
Lost a little bit of weight,
Whoa.
but that's Harry's cousin.
I saw like his eyes. I feel his eyes are very recognizable, but he looks nothing like Dudley Dursley.
46. Last year there were 47. That's Harry Melling, plays, of course, Dudley Dursley in the Harry Potter series. That's really the only person I'm familiar with in here. But this movie takes place in Tel Aviv in the 1930s. So it's British occupied Israel in the 1930s. And it's another really love story, little romance story. So it's a really deep dive really into this kind of conflicting love story in Tel Aviv, really between these two main characters played by Starshenbaum and Booth. And you've got, of course, you got Harry Melling. But Michael Winterbottom actually initially thought of this movie way back in like 2010, filmed a bunch of scenes in Israel around 2010, and then kind of tabled the movie. And then back a little bit after COVID, he then was challenged to, hey, bring this back up. And so filmed it and was able to kind of rehash a lot of this. And so, but really another kind of deep dive into love, but really in the midst of like global political turmoil. And what does that look like, especially when you maybe have people with different backgrounds and different maybe allegiances. And so it looks really fascinating, kind of romance, I think action thriller almost, but still very grounded. And so this comes out July 25th, 2025. Trailer looks fascinating. Harry Melling, I think it's so. He was also in The Queen's Gambit.
Yes, that's right.
That's where he looks more like this.
Yes, okay. I know he's in something outside of Dudley Dursley.
But it looks interesting to me, so I'm gonna go see it. It looks fascinating.
Absolutely,
and that's my
that's your time
round pick.
God, you're so much better at this than me.
Easy.
You have 7 minutes and 38 seconds left. I have 5 minutes.
There's movies that I still want to talk a lot about, and so I'm trying to save time. But you got 5 minutes left.
Yeah. Hey, that's all I need.
But that's my third round pick. Shoshana.
Go see it.
July 25th.
Go see
all three
it.
of my picks.
July 25th.
Coming out on Christmas in July.
Wow. Which I also, quick side note, I've never understood. My birthday is Christmas's half birthday.
Yeah, but it's in June.
Yeah. It makes so much more sense.
Christmas in July.
Is it sounds better? Is that the only reason we're giving it?
Yeah.
God, that makes no sense. But also, side note, thank you guys for celebrating my half birthday on December 25th.
Yeah, we're gonna assume everybody already celebrated.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, your birthday, but yeah, your
my half birthday. Yeah, every year, the whole world gathers up.
All right. Well, speaking of your birthday, it's time to make your third pick.
Third pick for my birthday.
What do you got?
I have the incredible Wild Diamond.
Wild Diamond.
Wild Diamond.
Timer is starting, and we got Wild Diamond.
So Wild Diamond. If you're watching this, you might see the screen and say Wild Diamond is not on the poster, and you're correct. It says Diamant Brut, because this film is in French. It is created by French people, made in France, and spoken in French.
Not a good sell so far.
It is incredible. Foreign film, debatably a lot of time better than American film.
It is fascinating.
Much more intentional, much more detail oriented. And
Will you say the name again?
Diamant Brut.
Okay, great.
It's so wrong. I'm so sorry if anybody speaks French. Tillman, I'm so sorry. I'm butchering this. I'm also going to butcher every single name, so apologies in advance.
Let's hear it.
Releasing July 11th, like Superman, 2025. Go see this movie July 11th. It is going to be a wild ride. Directed by Agatha Reindinger and written by Agatha. I'm not, guys, I'm so sorry.
You're doing great.
Agatha Reindinger. Written and directed by her. There's quotes from a critic that said, this is the arrival of a big time director.
Ooh,
or a big time filmmaker.
Yeah.
So this apparently is an amazing directorial debut.
Great.
By Agatha Reindinger.
I love it.
Obviously, it was nominated. I'll get to this a little bit later, but had a lot of buzz at the Cannes Film Festival.
Yep.
It is starring Malou Kibizi, Adair Azouli, Ajaya Biscon.
You nailed it.
Yes. Thank you. I got slightly more poor accent French with each name. But this movie, a lot of unknowns, including the director, including the people that are acting. But there are many reasons to go see this movie.
Yeah. Tell us, because you got 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
As I said, it's been described as the arrival of a major filmmaker. It is a movie really about ambition, body image, and fame in today's social media driven world. Really, that's the only way I can describe this. It's about a young woman trying to get on a reality TV show.
Okay, interesting.
And it's her relationship between her and her mother.
Yeah.
So that relationship, as it divides, as she's chasing this ambitious drive to become famous on social media and to get on this reality TV show,
Yeah.
what is she willing to do? What is she willing to put herself through physically, mentally, emotionally to accomplish what she wants to accomplish at the end of the day? And final sell in this movie,
Yeah.
Agatha Reindinger was nominated for a Palme d'Or and a Golden Camera at the Cannes Film Festival.
Wow.
Time.
That's great. Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
So yeah, this movie,
Let's go, Agatha.
Agatha.
You have to stop talking about it.
I tried to. I honestly,
nope. You don't get to squeeze anything else in.
Yeah, my plan was to squeeze in something after.
I knew it was.
Go to this movie July 11th.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks fantastic. But obviously, great just insight from the people at Cannes.
As I speak French, un film de Agatha Reindinger.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Not bad.
Thank you.
Will you read all the fine print down there too?
Oh,
Can't even see it.
No. Sélection officielle 2024 compétition.
That's the best you've done so far.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. I'm easing into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's 3 rounds.
That wraps up the third round.
We're going to round 4.
I'm
How much
feeling
time
pretty
do I
good.
have?
You have 7 minutes and 38 seconds left.
Plenty.
It'll start when you say the movie name.
I'm going to spend 2.5 on this movie. And
Okay,
then
2.5.
And that way I save plenty for
Someone
my last one.
Someone do the math for me. If he doesn't, we'll reprimand him.
It'll be like 5 minutes left. That's the math.
Oh, with 8 seconds left.
My fourth pick from A24, Eddington,
Wow.
directed by the one and only Ari
This makes me
Aster.
so mad because I'm the one that loves Ari Aster.
You love, I don't
I'm
like
the
horror.
one.
Yeah.
I love Ari Aster.
Of course, Ari Aster, Midsummer, Hereditary, just great director. This movie comes out July 18th. Eddington. It's starring Joaquin Phoenix, who you may know from many things.
So many things.
Joker, Walk the Line.
Walk the Line, so freaking
Walk
good.
the Line, so good.
Also,
The Village.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies.
Gladiator,
of course. So good. Deirdre O'Connell, which you may recognize recently from the Penguin TV show. Set in the Batman kind of universe. She plays the Penguin's mom.
Yep.
Frances Cobb. Emma Stone needs no introduction. I'll give it anyway.
Yeah.
One of the best actresses, really, I think, of our generation.
I think personally my favorite actress of all time.
She's so great. Yeah.
If not favorite, top 3.
Obviously, so many things. You got La La Land. You got Crazy Stupid Love.
Yeah.
You've got The Amazing Spider-Man. Poor Things.
Poor Things, yeah.
So you could go on forever. Emma Stone, phenomenal. Pedro Pascal, my third of this podcast. It's 3-1.
It is 3-1
in terms of drafting Pedro Pascal movies.
I'll catch up.
Maybe we'll see. He's in plenty. But this movie also premiered at Cannes this year, 2025. Got some, I'll say, mixed reviews. Probably because of what this is focused on. Tagline: Hindsight is 2020.
And I love. I'm a sucker for poster art. Hindsight's 2020 with the buffalo running down is incredible. Yeah.
Fun fact: they're bison.
Bison. Scratch that. We'll rewind. We'll cut that out.
Also in this movie, forgot Austin Butler's in this movie. Who you may know from Elvis.
Yeah. That's the only thing.
That's
also,
it.
making out with Stellan Skarsgård in Doom Part 2.
Didn't make out. But in this, Hindsight is 2020. You'll notice it's not 20/20 as you would talk about Vision. It's 2020 as in the year 2020. Now, if you don't remember the year 2020, we had something happen.
Yeah, a lot of us like to forget.
COVID-19.
It did.
Came out. I'm sorry, not like it's a movie.
Came out July 11th, 2020.
March 15th or whatever the date was, mid-March. COVID-19, obviously, a global pandemic, started in 2020. This movie is touching on really society. So Eddington is a town in New Mexico where this movie will be set. We've got a lot of people. Joaquin Phoenix plays like this, I think, mayor of Eddington. You've got Pedro Pascal playing another kind of political character. Austin Butler is playing this more like visionary, maybe like religious type character. Kind of hard to really tell exactly.
Guru type guy.
Yeah. He looks wild.
Yeah.
But really, it's just touching on how crazy life was and how crazy the political landscape was, how crazy really just people were
Mhm.
before, but also really starting in 2020 and focusing on a lot of division
Mhm.
that came in our obsession with social media and internet and just kind of how chaotic the world has become. And so, going to be fascinating. Ari Aster, obviously great director,
Mhm.
but fascinating kind of look into 2020. And so, if you think you'll get PTSD, maybe don't go watch it.
Yeah.
But a great kind of look back in to 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's my time. A little bit longer than I wanted, but it's okay.
Hey, you still got plenty of time.
Yeah,
More than me. I love Ari Aster.
I know you do.
I love how the reviews are all over the place.
Yep.
Honestly, a lot of it probably has to do with people not wanting to return to 2020,
Which is fair.
because
Yeah.
very fair. That was a brutal time. It
Mhm.
it was not fun.
Yeah.
But Ari Aster, Midsummer, a personal favorite of mine. So good. He just knows how to visually bring things to life so well.
Yeah.
And this is the best cast he's ever worked with. So
It's a
really
great
excited
cast.
to see the talent that he's surrounded by.
Yeah.
Really excited for this movie. Great pick.
Come on, Eddington, round 4. July 18th. Go see it.
Go see this movie
All right, you got 229 left for 2 picks.
for 2 picks. I'm ready.
All right, what do you want?
I want This Is Spinal Tap,
Okay, yeah.
the 41st anniversary of this movie. 41st, really funny anniversary to re-release it on. It is coming out July 5th, 2025. So go see it on July 5th.
Yep.
It will not be in theaters long. I couldn't find out if it was an extended or just July
Just July
5th.
5th, yeah.
I think it might be just July 5th. Directed by Rob Reiner. He's going to be the sole focus of this pitch, especially with the time restraint.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Spinal Tap, it follows a band being followed by a director. Rob Reiner's playing the director. Michael McKean and Christopher Guest both play members of the band. But Rob Reiner, do you know things that he's directed?
I know that he's Jess Day's dad in New Girl.
He is Jess Day's dad in New Girl. And it's so sad that our generation only knows him as Jess Day's dad.
Yeah.
He's directed some of your favorite movies ever.
Oh yes, we talked about one already.
Yes. So, A Few Good Men.
Yes.
He directed A Few Good Men. You want to talk about range? He also directed The Princess Diaries. You want to talk about more
That's
range?
so good.
He directed Stand By Me.
Okay, yeah.
You want to talk about more range?
More range.
He directed probably the greatest rom-com ever. One of the greatest rom-coms, if not the greatest, When Harry Met Sally.
Wow.
And his directorial debut was This Is Spinal Tap. And it is debatably, it is one of the greatest movies. It is a classic. My favorite fact
1
about
minute.
my favorite fact about this movie is it was added to the no. It was added to the National Film Registry, which is the preservation of movies by the United States.
Yeah.
And movies can only get there for its cultural, historical, and aesthetic contributions.
Okay. Time. Okay. This is Spinal Tap, July 5th. The poster says starting July 5th, so hopefully it's in for a few more days.
Yeah.
But it is also by
in,
Fathom.
Yeah, in Atlanta, I could only find showings for July 5th.
Makes sense.
So to be safe, go see it July 5th. If it's showing after that, go see it again.
Great. Come on. Celebrate the range of Rob Reiner.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going into our last picks.
We're going into our last picks.
So 1 pick each left. How much time do I have?
You have 3 minutes and 46 seconds, which is so
plenty.
much time.
You will have 38 seconds. By
Oh
the way.
gosh! Honestly, with the movie, I think I'm going with, I only need 30.
Okay, great. All right, my 5th pick, summer blockbuster, Jurassic World.
Wow! Yeah,
Rebirth.
Now,
Now, this of course is in the Jurassic Park franchise,
Yep.
coming out July 2nd. So by the time this podcast releases tomorrow, directed by Gareth Edwards, who is the director also of Rogue One.
I did not realize that.
Yeah,
Okay.
he directed Rogue One.
Okay.
Great Star Wars movie, great action movie.
Yeah.
Directed by Gareth Edwards, written by David Cope, who wrote the original Jurassic Park.
Mhm.
He's also written so many other things, but this is, of course, starring Scarlett Johansson.
Mhm.
Again, one of the best actresses really of our
Love Scarlett
generation.
Johansson, yep.
She's so good. Jonathan Bailey, who's really been coming out. He's in Wicked.
Mhm.
Really, I think was well known for his role in Bridgerton.
Yep.
Rupert Friend, a big voice actor. So he specifically voices a character in Star Wars, The Clone Wars.
Nice.
That's where I know him from. And then, of course, Oscar winner Mahershala Ali,
So good.
future Blade actor. This
Unfortunately,
is my time.
come on.
But
I'll save
Mahershala
it.
Ali is in this movie. You see right here. Here's those big three: Mahershala, Jonathan Bailey, Scarlett Johansson. Phenomenal cast. But what I want to touch on really is Gareth Edwards.
Yeah.
Gareth Edwards directed Rogue One, but he was personally handed the script to this movie by Steven Spielberg.
Whoa.
And so it has Steven Spielberg's blessing, and really a lot of the goal of this specific movie. There's been a ton of Jurassic movies, obviously bunch of iterations. You have the obviously all the Jurassic World ones, the with Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Gareth Edwards wants to bring us back to the Spielberg era of Jurassic Park. And there's a lot of practical effects, of course, also CGI. But Gareth Edwards has a ton of experience, especially just with large scale. And so I think this movie is just gonna blow expectations out of the water. I think I think it's being overlooked right now because there's been so many Jurassic Park movies. It's always the question of like, hey, why didn't these people learn? Why do they just stop? Because you got to make a movie.
You got to make a movie. It's always the answer.
But Gareth Edwards is just so. I think I loved Rogue One personally so much. And so I think this is gonna be worth it. Also, this is I think a better cast than the previous Jurassic World movies. I love Chris Pratt, big fan. But I think just Scarlett Johansson is a movie star.
Yeah.
Like she is a movie star above movie stars. She's great in everything she's in.
Yeah.
Obviously, big movie star in Marvel. Man, when she hosts SNL, it's just so great. She's the best. Obviously, she's married to Colin Jost from SNL. Jonathan Bailey, I think, has been really great. He was great in Oz. Has been great in Bridgerton. Really excited to see him in like a different role. This time. And then I don't even feel like I'm trying to just use up all my time here. But I feel like I don't even need to talk much about Mahershala Ali. He just is also a movie star. Like he is just so great. I think even the trailers look terrifying. You can see right here. Terrifying creature.
Yeah.
That I believe was described as a mix. Let's see if I get this right. Is a mix of obviously like a T-Rex mixed with I think the Predator, mixed with a Rancor, which is a thing in Star Wars.
Nice.
The Rancor pit, which is where Luke kind of falls down in Jabba's palace. Which is a terrifying combination.
Yeah.
And so should be just again big screen movie, fun action. July 2nd, Jurassic World Birth.
Time.
Yeah.
Wow. You hit that. You hit that well.
Thank you.
You hit that well. I'm gonna not hit it as well. You're probably gonna have to cut me off.
And I will.
But great pick, Mahershala Ali. I love him.
Can't wait.
He's never going to be Blade.
Can't wait for.
They're never gonna do it. I will not believe it until I see it. They're never
until I see the movie actually in theaters.
Until I see it with my own eyes, I will not.
What about a trailer? Will you believe it then?
No, absolutely not. I will not be tricked. Like they will never make a Blade with Mahershala Ali. The original Blade returned before Mahershala Ali got a Blade movie, and it's not Mahershala Ali's fault.
No, he's ready.
He's ready.
They asked him at the premiere. They're like, "Hey, are you ready?" He's like, "I'm ready." He's waiting on Marvel.
Yeah, he's been ready. I just don't think.
Yeah,
we're gonna get one, and that's unfortunate, but I hope we do. Great pick. I love that.
You have one more pick.
38 seconds to do so. I am going to slowly organize in my brain and look at my notes. I can do this easy.
38 seconds.
Ready? I'm going. AJ Goes to the Dog Park. Nobody has heard of this. I promise you. This is a movie. If me and you were given a camcorder and told to make a movie, this is it. It was. They even say it on the trailer. This was made with a nano budget. Like nano budget.
Love that.
Like maybe $1,000.
Animated?
No, it is live action.
Oh, why is the poster like this?
It looks like South Park, and it has the South Park, but if South Park was live
15
action.
seconds.
So it's only an hour and 19 minutes.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be in theaters for a long time. So go see it. It's only an hour. Imagine if you and your friends were given $1,000 to make a movie. This is it. It's just really well written and funny. It's a comedy. It's about a guy who loses access to a dog park. And the journey on trying to find that. Yeah. It's a comedy. Go see it.
Great. I mean, I'm sold enough to be like, yeah, I'd go watch that. If I had to pay for a ticket, I probably wouldn't.
Fair.
But being
Regal
on
Unlimited.
Regal Unlimited right now,
Why
or if
not?
you are also on AMC A List, either one, go see it. Why not?
You could say it's the most important movie coming out on July 25th.
That can't be true. There's so many movies coming out on July 25th. AJ goes to the dog park.
Mhm.
We'll leave it up here just for a few seconds to give you a little bit more of people watching of like, oh, maybe
Yeah.
I'll go see that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Toby Jones or any of these people, but
Yeah. If a trailer can make you laugh, which it will.
great. Yeah, all these movies. Go if you're interested a little bit. Go watch the trailer. Great way
Absolutely,
to
yeah.
go see a movie.
Mhm.
All right, we have our picks. So to kind of recap real quick,
Yeah.
just what our picks are. My 5 picks are, of course, we've got Fantastic Four,
Yep.
First Steps, Oh Hi, Shoshana,
Mhm.
Eddington, and of course Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yes.
And Isaac's picks
I
are
have Superman
yep,
coming out July 11th.
July 11th.
Then I have One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Sorry,
Yep.
Cuckoo's Nest.
Yep.
I've been saying that wrong. Coming out July 13th and 16th.
Yep.
Limited release. Go see it those days. Then I have Wild Diamond coming out July 11th again.
Diamant Brut.
Demon Brute. And then I have This Is Spinal Tap
Yep.
coming out July 5th. Go see this movie. Rob Reiner. All you need
You
to know.
don't get to keep pitching it.
Hey, that's all you need to know. I know. And then AJ Goes to the Dog Park coming out July 25th. The best movie coming out July 25th. Go see it. If you like dogs, go see this movie.
Yeah, could be great. And so that's our picks for the month of July.
Yeah.
Please go see these movies. And if you go see these movies, let us know what you think. Let us know about your experience. We want to hear what you think. We want to hear really about your theater experience. If you've got specific traditions that you do in the theater, let us know. Send them our way. We'd love to respond to them. One thing we will be doing in future is we want to be able to respond to the crazy traditions or takes that people have when it comes to the movie theater experience.
Also, if you feel strongly about AMC or Regal or another theater, let us know. We'd love to get a gauge of what you guys are thinking about these theaters. Obviously, you're wrong if you say AMC, but I'll listen.
I mean, I like Nicole Kidman. Now,
we do need to announce that we're officially going to 2 episodes per month.
Yes, of course.
2 episodes per month. We're starting something called the Midnight Spotlight.
Yeah.
Where we're going to just focus on one person, whether they're a cast or crew member.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to pick one person per month, focus on them, watch their movies, learn more about them, and we're going to just talk about them.
Yeah, and I believe we'll be sharing specifically our favorite roles that they've done.
The top 5 favorite roles individually, what we think our own individual top 5.
And there may be some overlap.
There may be some overlap. There may be zero overlap. There's a lot of movies that our July candidate has been in.
Yeah, and so do you want to go ahead and give a teaser?
Absolutely,
of
yes.
Who is our Midnight Spotlight for
as
July?
as I'm taking the lead on the July episode, I'm happy to announce July we're focusing on the only Cillian Murphy.
Wow,
the beautiful blue-eyed man, the Oscar-winning blue-eyed man, Cillian Murphy.
Well, the work offered by organized crime must have an attraction to the insane.
He will be our first Midnight Spotlight. We're going to learn about where he came from, what his childhood was like, what made him want to become an actor, and then we're going to go into his filmography.
Yeah, so tune in mid-July. That'll be our
July 15th.
That'll be our Midnight Spotlight episode.
Yes.
And every month we'll rotate through highlighting someone else in the movie industry
Yes.
that we want to talk about.